Welcome to this very special edition of the Move IQ podcast. Today we are on the road in Surrey. Now you're here straight from the agents on the ground. We'll find out what's happening in the rental market, how buyers and sellers are behaving, and what trends are shaping their local communities. It's real insight from real local experts. Thank you for taking the time to chat to us today. Are you seeing more properties coming onto the market or fewer at the moment?
Well, we're seeing more properties coming onto the market, actually. So there is an influx of properties because actually there's an awful lot of agents out there who aren't able to let anything.
Definitely more. As a result of the sales market being a bit sticky, with its challenges this year, we've seen more perhaps accidental landlords come onto the market this year.
We've had a bit of a funny year. I thought with the impending Renters' Rights Act coming into effect that it would slow down and lots of landlords would be selling. There have been a few that have sold, but this year we've actually increased our portfolio. So we've been fortunate to do that and hope that continues for next year. As a national company, obviously we've got lots of stats available. And I would say compared to this time last year, we've probably got about 15% more properties available. Obviously there was after lockdown there was a bit of a dip and then it's come back up again, but yes, it's about 15% year on year more stock come back to the market.
Wow, that's quite a significant number, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And depends whereabouts in the country, obviously, but yeah, broadly speaking it's about that much. Yeah.
In your location, are you seeing an increase in sellers making concessions, so things like price drops or moving out quicker or incentives, for example?
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely been an increase in reductions and probably sellers reducing properties quicker as well. Whereas before they might just be on the market for 3-4 weeks. It's now sort of after 2-3 weeks, it's looking at those prices and reducing if not having the interest.
I think one key thing at the moment is if you're scaling up in property, you're going to take a hit on the price, but you can also trade up with a bigger hit. So if you're losing 5% on yours, but getting 5% off the onward, it's a big figure. So sellers are considering lower offers and then seeing what they can get off the onward.
Most sellers are prepared to drop the price in order to get a quick sale if buyers are ready, willing and able to go ahead quickly.
Yeah, fantastic. And what types of properties are most susceptible to negotiations at the moment?
Well, a lot of properties that are empty, for example, probate sales, those sellers are prepared to be very negotiable on the price.
I think people selling properties now know that there may be a little bit of negotiation going on, and that is where your estate agent comes into play, because they can help you with an informed choice, an informed decision about whether that's an offer that they should be looking at, or how to actually look at the market at the moment.
We tend to say the 3 Ds: death, divorce and debt. You tend to be able to get yourself a better deal, if not the best deals, with those properties. Those who don't necessarily need to sell are just choosing not to sell right now. They're sitting back and they're waiting. But especially so with flats without any outside space, you can get yourself a very good deal. So we're seeing a lot of first-time buyers making low offers, and homeowners are having to take them.
I'd say leasehold flats in particular. Leaseholds, unfortunately, are having quite a tough time at the moment, and a lot of people are trying to scale up into housing. So it's a good time to get rid of your leasehold if you can and scale up.
Are you noticing that landlords are more open to offers at the moment, or are they still expecting asking price for rents?
They want the full rental prices, but everybody knows the market is quite fluctuating at the moment, so they are quite flexible. We had a property in Kitty 4 very recently, and the marketed prices was 2,500. I did tell this lady 2,500 is quite a lot. She was not happy. I said, okay, I'm taking your word for it, marketing it for a week, and we'll see what it happens. Market it for not for a week, for 2 weeks, and that's when I went back to her and said, look, 2350 is the right price, and she accepted it, and within a week the property went.
Well, that depends. Often when we get a property that's been with another agent, they haven't been educated as to what the market's doing at the moment. And it's all down to education. It's all about the landlords understanding what's going on in the market. So what we actually do is we make sure that we educate our landlords. We start that from the very beginning, from when we visit the property, and we talk to them about what the market's doing, what sort of tenants there are available, and how we're going to achieve the best possible rent with the best possible tenant, because the best possible tenant is also very important.
What's unique about your region's housing market right now?
We're in Ashtead and Epsom in Surrey, and most people are moving here for the schools. They're coming out of London, mainly South London, because the schools in our area are absolutely fantastic. One of the senior state schools is second in the country for results, and lots of people are moving here to be in the catchment for that school.
Wow, oh, that's amazing.
Schools is what drives our market. So we tend to see the new year, people wanting to move then, people wanting to move in the summer is our primary moving time. Other than that, we've got the farmers market, we've got the classic car meets, the Southside Hustle, we've got Jamie Wheatley here today. So we try and do all these other local things as the local team.
Last year, you told us that if you knew a sale or letting agent was a qualified member of a professional body maintaining high industry standards, you would choose them over an agent who was not. Well, agents who are members of Propertymark are not only regulated, but qualified too. There are currently over 18,000 members right across the UK, all adhering to a strict code of conduct and membership rules. And that is why we at Move IQ endorse what they do. To find your local agent, look for Propertymark and let them know I sent you.
So in your area, which properties are most in demand at the moment?
Most in demand is definitely the semi-detached sort of houses, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms. In regards to less demand, it is those flats. But I think that it's obviously the same on the sales side. There's just so much on the market. It's so diluted that people have so much choice. They're viewing 10 properties before placing an offer. And when they do, it's under asking price.
Yeah. Wow.
So we usually find with Oxford, we have a range of properties, but it does tend to be the 2 beds, central Oxford, and the 1 beds are really sought after because there's not as many. Family homes are popular in the summer months, but that tends to sort of quieten down as you get into the winter months.
2-bed flats and 3-bed family houses, especially around the Sutton area or in the Kent area where the grammar schools or the primary schools are there, around those areas.
I would say we're starting to interestingly see a shift towards more modern and newer properties, particularly that might be more energy efficient. So maybe some of the new builds, some of the sort of 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom flats are always in high demand, but certainly the ones that are perhaps a little bit newer that have better EPC ratings.
So we are seeing more homes on the market at the moment. Now, is this growth changing buyers' behaviour, such as perhaps they're shopping around more or taking more time to make a decision?
Interesting question, actually. It's very mixed. Some people are looking at lots and lots and lots of houses and not making decisions, waiting for the prices to drop further. And some people are coming in and very quickly making decisions and offering the asking price. It's a very volatile market, changing by the day. And it's very positive. If your price is right, you will sell.
Definitely that's been noticed, buyers seeing a lot more properties, probably coming back to us 2 or 3 weeks after seeing a property and saying, actually, yeah, I am interested, I want to see a second viewing or I want to make an offer. So, or sometimes making an offer and then actually deciding against it once they've seen some others. So, definitely have seen and noticed a difference as we've gone through 2025.
When you're looking for a rental, there's not a lot of choice. You have to put the offer in straight away. With sales, we're taking people out on second viewings and they're second viewing 3, 4, 5 properties. That never used to happen. You'd second view 1 property and that would be the one you'd go for.
With regard to buyers, yes, I think they're looking at a little bit more cautious. They'd like to know again what's going to be happening, but also they are viewing properties and then they're taking a little bit more time to actually make a decision about them. Whereas normally you'd do a viewing at the weekend and you expect an offer on a Monday. Now you might call them and they go, oh, actually, I'm going to have a think about it. I need to talk to my mortgage people. I'd like to go back and see it again. So I think people who are buying are just generally being a little bit more cautious and reserved about their property purchase.
So in your area, which property segments are performing the strongest and the weakest?
Certainly the mid-range, £1,500 to £2,000 a month, and slightly higher, £10,000 to £15,000 a month. Certainly in prime Surrey anyway.
The most sought after area in Oxford tends to be North Oxford, which is related to the schools, and that will be family homes. And then you're looking sort of at the central Oxford for the academics that come in and study, PhD students. And we also do have a high volume of HMOs in Oxford as well. So, yeah.
Definitely the strongest is anywhere within, easy reach of a train station. So, your family home if it's close to a school in that respect. And then the stuff that's a little bit harder is definitely more higher end family homes.
Strongest are definitely the ones sort of close to train stations, sort of more towards the town centres. The ones that are further out, especially obviously coming up to the lead up to January, obviously, especially parents who have kids, they need to get into somewhere to get the postcodes. So, yeah, we're tending to see the ones closest to the sort of town centre are the main ones that people are going for because it's walking distance to the schools and it's convenient. Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us today.